What's up guys, and welcome to the Scarge channel. Welcome to another video. So we're going to be starting a new series guys, and it's going to be called Road to a 50-inch Vertical. By the name of it you can tell that I'm trying to get a 50-inch vert, trying to be up there with the best, you know what I'm saying? So right now we're roughly hovering anywhere from 39 on a bad day to about 41.5 on a good day. But more often than not we're sitting about 40, and this video is going to show what I do in the whole week for vertical jump training. I didn't include my ab workouts or my upper body workouts, but these are just my plyometrics, strength, power, all for the legs. So I'm going to show you guys all that. There's going to be 3 workouts. It's pretty repetitive, but hey, when you want to be good at something, you got to do it a lot, and you got to do basically the same things a lot to get really good. But let's get this started. So as you can see here, I'm starting out with the jump session. I set the rim to 10.7, and I just did some tennis ball dunks. I remember this day I wasn't feeling super bouncy, but in order to jump higher, you know, everyone says that the best exercise to jump higher is just to jump more. So Michael Jordan said it. All the pro dunkers say it, so I'm just gonna do it and see how it works out. And then I moved on to bounding. I saw this, I believe on Travis Reynolds posted something about it, that he does a lot of bounding and his vert is ridiculous. So I'm just trying to learn from guys with high verticals, and I think it's really gonna help. And then I kind of just added the trap bar jump. I thought it'd be good. I used to only do it with a lighter weight, but I really want to get the most power output as I can, because I feel like the difference between my speed and my strength isn't really mixing well with my jumps. So I think that if I add some power, then they'll be able to translate better to each other. And then I moved on to the rear foot elevated split squats. I went really deep on these. I was trying to use basically the latter half of the workout to use more muscles rather than, you know, joints and kill my CNS. So I did do weights, or full range of motion to get the most out of the hamstring, glute, a little bit of the quad, but not too much. This exercise is great, as you guys probably saw on Paul Fabre's video. He made a video about this exercise a while back and basically said that it was one of the best vertical jump exercises because you get the most force on that one leg, more than you do so with the squat. But as you can see, I'm doing the squat because I need to maintain basically a maintenance strength level anywhere from like a 1 rep max of like 390 to like 420, because I feel like if I get lower than that, it's not gonna help my jump too much. What I've noticed with the squat too is that keeping a relatively high 1 rep max, so good strength level for the squat, so whether it be 1.5 times body weight or 2 times body weight, it makes your jumps feel basically more effortless. So basically when I went to go do my dunk sessions and I wasn't as strong as I was probably around 300 at my squat max. It would be like a really max effort jump just to be able to dunk a small deflated ball. But once I got my squat up, it would become much easier, so I would be giving way less effort to jump and dunk that deflated ball. And then obviously that turned over to dunking a real basketball, full inflated 29.5. So I know a lot of you guys are going to want to know about all the sets and reps. So basically for the jump session, I just do like 15 to 20 to 30 minutes, and I usually take like a 1.5 minute break in between each jump just to get a full recovery. And then I'll finish with like me dunking a tennis ball as many times in a row and kind of burning out with the jumps. And then once I start obviously like not dunking the tennis ball, and then I'll finish the dunk session and move on to the plyometrics and strength work, the power work, all that. So as far as like the trap bar jumps, I'll do like 4 sets of 3, 3 sets of 3, numbers like those. Squats, I'll do like 4 sets of 3, 3 sets of 3. So and I'll even work up to max and do singles with, squats, like split squats, all those sorts of things. So when you're really peaking for your vertical jump, you want to keep the reps very low. You can make the sets high, so you're still getting decent volume, but you want to make sure you're getting quality reps, quality fast reps, so with high intent. Okay, so we're on to the day number 2 of training. So last workout was Monday and this is Wednesday. I again started with the dunk session, put the rim at 10.7. The rim goes all the way up to about 10.11. I can set it to, like I figured out how to set it to on this weird contraction that I have. But yeah, 10.11 is the max. I've gone up to 10.9 before, but my knee's been kind of bugging me, my right knee, so I know it's an overuse injury because I have the right-left plant and I need to do the other plant more, but when I'm into my jump sessions and I'm getting way higher off my right-left, it's just too addictive to go to the left-right plant. But if you guys have any tips for that, how to get rid of the knee pain, I mean, I have a video on it, so I should know how to get rid of it relatively quick, but it's kind of been persisting. And if you guys have any like weird tips, or like, take an ice bath at a certain temperature, or anything like that, just let me know. That would help a lot because it's been bugging me. Not so much on my jump sessions, but definitely when it comes to the strength workout, it suffers a lot because like when I'm squatting, I can't use my muscles as much because my joints are taking over and they're feeling pain, so it's not the best. Nevertheless though, we are averaging around 40 inches on a daily basis, which is great. That only puts us 10 inches away from our goal of 50-inch vertical. So if we can get that goal in the next 2 years maybe, that would be amazing. While I'm still in college, that would be really cool to have a 50-inch vert in college. Maybe even play football. That would be useful as a wide receiver, so having a 50-inch vert, may pay off, not just for dunking. If you've made it this far in the video, congratulations. Most people do not make it 7 minutes in, let alone 4 minutes in, so congrats on being able to listen to my rambling. But honestly guys, it's so amazing that so many of my subscribers are like 13 to like 18 years old, and if they just apply all of this content and like work and do it consistently, by the time you're in college, like you're gonna be an absolute animal. Like I didn't know half this stuff when I was starting to work out. When I was like an 8th grader, I was doing P90X. Not that that's bad, but I was doing like those 25-minute workouts, and I was just doing them on repeat, and then doing my stationary bike for like an hour at a time because I didn't know any better. But if I had access to like this information at the time, most people were selling like, increase your vertical 9 to 15 inches in 1 week, and that's kind of what we were getting at the time. And now that there's actual solid information like THP strength, ATG, truth group, knees over toes guy, I think they're the same thing, but whatever. And then I'm putting out some decent stuff, and then you got PGI performance. Like it's really like a great time to like get your training, dial it down, do it consistently, just make it a daily habit. You guys already know all the exercises to do because they're out there online, they're laid out for you, all the sets and reps, how often to do them. It's just amazing, guys. Like you gotta take advantage of basically the opportunities you have, because the later you start, the less time you have to basically develop. And a lot of you guys, if you're chasing a vertical jump, I read that the peak, basically bounciness, I'm just gonna call it that, but it's like your peak explosiveness basically arises about when you're 26 years old. So imagine if you're 13 and you just consistently do this and then when you turn 26 and maybe you can squeak out a few more years to like 29, 30, you're gonna be, I mean, if you play a sport, you're gonna be dominating. Like, I mean, you're gonna have a 50-inch vert, you're gonna be strong because you're gonna know what to do in the weight room. You're not gonna hurt yourself the first few years starting out because you've done your research, you've watched the videos, you know what to do, you know all the form. Like, I think it'll really set you up, guys. So I'm just encouraging you guys. I don't know, I think it's really good that all this information's out here, and I'm just really excited for you guys to basically be able to apply all this stuff and hopefully turn out really well for you in the future. Like, a lot of the times you see kids starting really young nowadays, and then they're going D1, throwing 95 miles an hour. They're really good at basketball by the time they're in high school. Like, they're way ahead of the game. But anyways, guys, we're doing a jump session. This is the third day of training. I moved the rim up 1 inch today to 10.8. And when I first started warming up, I wasn't feeling super bouncy, but then when I finally got really warmed up and I was doing my peak jumps, I felt pretty good. So that's kind of something I've noticed, guys. If you're not jumping really high in the beginning of your jump sesh, don't get discouraged, because honestly it happens to me almost every time where I'm going as hard as I can and I'm getting like 3 inches below what I'm like used to jumping when I'm at my peak, and then like 15 minutes later in the jump session, I'll finally be warm and I'll actually be jumping my max. So just a little bit of information there. Don't get too discouraged when you're not jumping super high right in the beginning. So next up, we move to weighted hurdle jumps. This is really good for the jeez, sorry, I don't have COVID, I don't know what it is though. It's good for the reactive jumps, the reactive force. It's going to really help you get quick off the ground, and that's something I need, because right now my ground contact time is probably a lot higher than it should be. So over the next few weeks till about summer break, I want to really work on that, try to get my sprint speed faster, all that sort of stuff. And then we moved on to the box squat jumps. This is really good because it forces you to go from a relaxed state into a jump, which really works on your acceleration and basically your mind muscle connection, because it forces you to go from nothing to going as fast as you can. So it's really good for acceleration, helps for sprinting, helps for jumping, overall good exercise. And if you do it for squats, then that's also good because you're working on that power output. Then here I did more bounding because I want to get really good at it. And then I did trap bar deadlifts. I worked up to a heavy new PR of about 609 pounds. So I was really excited about that, because prior to that I hit 597 because I didn't have any more weight. But then I hit 609 because I just added some wrist weights on. Then next up, we moved on to some basically oscillation quarter squats with the band. I'm just testing these out because my knees have been slightly bothering me. Like I said, they feel a lot better today, but they've been slightly bothering me. So the quarter squat, I really feel it more in my glutes and hamstrings, which is weird because theoretically you should feel it a little bit more in your knees because you're going less depth and you're recruiting probably less muscle fibers overall than a deep squat, but I feel it more in my glutes and hamstrings, so I like it, and I see a lot of high jumpers doing it, so I figured it's a good exercise. And then lastly, I decided to add some Nordics this week because I want to try to increase my quad strength while not having to do heavy ATG squats or front squats, because it was maybe the catalyst to my, not injury, but a little bit of a nagging pain. But I feel good today, so ready for another week. Thanks for joining me for this road to 50-inch vertical. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe for more. Thanks, and have a good one. Peace.